Good evening, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Thank you so much for being here. I would invite folks that are in line for food to stay there, but quietly. My name is Katie Davey. I'm the Executive Director of the Pondashbande Center at the University of New Brunswick. Tonight really does feel a bit of a mesh of worlds because many of you will also know me as formerly Director of Policy at the Public Policy Forum. So I'm really just pleased and honored to be invited to be your MC this evening and to celebrate three such fantastic leaders, and of course everyone in the room here today. Before we begin, though, I do want to start by acknowledging that we are gathered on the traditional territory of the Wolastoqey, Mi'kmaq, and Passamaquoddy peoples, the land that has never been surrendered to the Crown. It's also particularly important for us to understand this context during Indigenous History Month. I would invite all of you to reflect on the importance of this month and actually take to heart the 97 calls to action in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that were about 10 years old now. I think we have so many powerful folks in the room today that can leave the room committed to one or two or three of those recommendations and those calls to action to really internalize and move forward with reconciliation in your life, your organization, and your communities. So I would invite you to all do that. I'd also love to recognize that it is actually Pride Month as well. And so when we're talking about good policy, better Canada, better Atlantic Canada, that needs to ensure and mean that we are creating inclusive spaces, inclusive tables, and really inviting everyone to be a part of making that change together. So really special month to be gathered with you all. And it's a really busy month and really busy week. I know a few of us have run into each other already from events that we were at earlier in the week with the Digital Innovation Summit with the McKenna Institute. Tomorrow we'll see a few more of you as well at GovMaker. But it's not a surprise to me that we're seeing the busy week because we're seeing so much momentum in the region and the province. And PPF has actually quantified that with the Atlantic Momentum Index. Folks always say during the good times, people want to take credit for everything, and in the bad times, nobody wants to take credit. Well, I'm here to tell you that I was with Ed, the founder of the Atlantic Momentum Index. No, I'm just kidding. We worked closely together building that framework before I stepped away to the Pondashbande Center. But I'm just so pleased to see the momentum that you all are feeling in the region and that we're feeling together. And I couldn't help but notice they've actually printed the index out, and there's a few copies over there. I've took this from my home collection. Ed, I might get you to sign it for me, okay? So events like this are really critically important to continuing the conversations that help shape our policies and our future as a region and a country. Of course, we are seeing that momentum in the region, but we can't stop there, and we're really pleased to have the Public Policy Forum, which is a national nonpartisan think tank that really believes in not only good policy, but celebrating leaders and celebrating Atlantic Canadian leaders tonight. I'd also love to share that it's the 10th anniversary of the Frank McKenna Awards and Dinner, so it's a special time for us all tonight. We're doing things a little bit differently this year as well. As you'll notice, we actually are spotlighting and showcasing Atlantic Canadian and regional talent. We have at the back of the room Indigenous chef Sean Reindress, who specializes in creating a Bangkok action station. So do feel free to check out Chef Sean as well. Also to the left here, your left, my right, your left. Please don't make fun of me not knowing my left and rights here. Over here, we have Laura Forster, who's creating an actual live painting of the evening, of the region, of momentum, and highlighting this work. So please do check out Laura and her work. I've followed her very closely, and you'll, if you've walked around town here in Fredericton, you will have seen many of her murals and creating such a beautiful space. So thank you for that. Also in the back, this corner, I'm not going to try left or right again here, we have actually the magic wall that's used by CNN during election coverage, but it's actually got the momentum index on it. So you can go up and touch and compare New Brunswick to Nova Scotia or to the rest of Canada, so feel free to check that out this evening as well. I'd also really just like to highlight the partners who have helped make tonight's dinner possible. So TD Bank Group and National Public Relations are key to tonight's sponsor, but also the Frank McKenna Fund partners continue to fuel not only this amazing celebration, but the work in the region overall. You get to see the names of those sponsors here and the funders on the slide. I'd also like to invite you to celebrate the honorees all evening, both here in the room and on social media. You can use hashtag PPF Awards or mention at PPForumCA to do that. And of course, just a really big congratulations and félicitations to our 2023 honorees tonight. You'll be hearing from them shortly, and I can't wait to be inspired. There's also a few very important folks in the room tonight. Of course, Frank McKenna is here and to celebrate the award recipients tonight. So former Premier of New Brunswick and current Deputy Chair, he needs no introduction. Former Premier David Alward is also in the room. My new boss, Wade McLaughlin, is in the room, who was just announced today as the Chancellor of the University of New Brunswick. So congratulations, Wade. We have Minister Trevor Holder in the room, and I believe Minister Mike Holland is here as well. I didn't get to say hello to you, Mike, so hello now. And the Leader of the Opposition, Susan Holt, is in the room as well. We've also got a number of past honorees here. I know there's a few more than I have listed here, so instead of listing them all, I just love our past Frank McKenna Award honorees to just give a wave to the crowd. There's quite a few of them here. Great. Now, it's my pleasure to get started with the formal programming tonight, and I'd just love to welcome President and CEO of the Public Policy Forum, Edward Greenspan, along with Frank McKenna for a fireside chat.